John 13, verse 34. Love one another, said Jesus, as I have loved you. Now he says this just before he goes to the cross. So what does that mean to say, as I have loved you? What did the love of Jesus look like during his life? Because he's giving us a principle. So I really want to understand what that principle looks like in real life. So I got a couple of moments from the life of Jesus that you might not think of. And they're often underrated because they come under the aspect of the word kindness. Kindness is an incredibly underrated principle of living. Here's one. He's got this group of people around him, thousands in fact, and they're gathering round. He's been teaching and healing. It's gone on for 3 days. And then he says, I have compassion on the crowd because they continue with me 3 days and they have nothing to eat. The disciples look and go, no, yeah, sad, isn't it? And Jesus says, give them something to eat, and that's the basis of the feeding of the 5,000. But think of that first bit. He says, these guys are hungry, man. They're hungry. And so he is not wrapped up in the big picture of his grand design. I must go to Jerusalem. He is noticing the small details of people's hurt and hunger. Here's another one. He looks at the disciples and he says, come with me aside into a desert place, into a quiet place, and rest with me for a while. He kind of insisted that they weren't knackered. They're busy, they're working, they're going in and out, they're serving. It's ministry, man, and this is important. And he says, shh, 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 shh. He commands them to take a break. Don't you think that's good? So he notices the lines of care on his friends' faces. And he says, let's just stop today, shall we? And then, right at the end of his life, here he is dying. He is gasping for breath on a cross. He is about to asphyxiate and choke and die. And he can hardly sustain a long sentence. And so he looks down and he sees his mother looking up at him in total sorrow. And next to his mother, he sees John, probably his closest friend. And he says, almost gasping, woman, behold your son. Son, behold your mother. And what he's doing there is he's caring for his mother. With the very last breath of his life, he is trying to sort out the detail of his mother's care. Do you see that? It's all kindness. It's all delicate and tactful and subtle and quiet. The things that you miss, the things that happen out of the corner of your eye. And he notices. Now we get, as Christians, we get addicted to a kind of a you could be another Moses type of syndrome. We say, you know what I mean? You could do great things for the kingdom. Or so, you think sort of big about yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that particularly, but you can miss the kindness of Christ. And in that kindness, you see how Jesus loved people. I believe it. I believe it. That when he said, love one another as I have loved you, that is what he's talking about. Being kind. Do you believe me? You better, because it's true. We get so self-important. We get so obsessed with how wonderfully important we are. The kindness of Christ was shown in small things. Because that's what your life consists of. Opportunities for doing big things seldom come your way. But everybody stands at bus stops and decides whether to be critical and mean in their conversation or to be generous and kind. Everybody goes into shops and makes a decision to open the door or slam it in someone's face. Everybody makes the decision in the tiny moments of their life whether to be kind or a little unkind and unthoughtful. And you think of what you did today. Today has been made up of small things, bits and pieces, people coming into your life. Jesus went through those days, and when he said, love one another as I have loved you, that's the stuff that he is dealing with, okay? Do you know someone like that? Do you know someone like that who, when they come into a room, it changes everything? People smile when they're near them. Things are happier around them. Not because they're kind of brilliant or witty or anything, just because they're kind. If you meet someone like that, marry them quick. Those people change the flavour of the world around them. Am I talking about things that are too little here? There's a principle. I believe God won't give you a Ferrari until you can handle a bicycle. Right? You handle that bicycle, he'll move you on to bigger things. You handle kindness in small bits, and he'll give you, maybe he'll give you something bigger to do. But if you are unkind, if you tread on ants on purpose, if you're unkind in the little things, how should he trust you with a big thing? The one who is going to be capable of great acts of love is the one who has been doing it in small, unseen ways. Your integrity is what you do when no one's looking. That's right, isn't it? Okay, let's think about Jesus, the one who poured himself out to death on a cross for all mankind. His Spirit was enacted in 100, 1,000, 1,000,000 tiny things. Love one another as I have loved you. Amen. God bless you.